Hey, how you guys doing? It's Producer Brothers Comics. Welcome to Cartoons and Cereal, our cartoon recap show where we go back and look at shows from our youth to see if they hold up over time. We got a full cast and crew tonight. We have a special guest. This is his show pick tonight, and this is really going to turn into a handicap match where it's 3-on-1. But we'll figure out who's the one here in a minute. On the line, it's our special guest, Will Stacks. What's happening, man?
Hi, gentlemen. How you doing? Will Stacks in the house. Glad to be here to talk about one of my all-time favorites.
Yes, the show is Thundarr the Barbarian. We'll get into the Wikipedia facts that are never wrong, and we will have a watch along at the end of the show. Also on the line, it's Big Hutch. What's happening, man?
What's up? What's up?
I know we're in at the last possible second here. Hot tag coming from the back of the arena right before Nitro goes off, man. Thanks for joining us tonight.
No worries.
And also on the line, because it's Black History Month, he has to go last for everything. It's Brother Beavis. What's going on?
That's harsh. That's real.
It's
harsh.
February again. Man, I just knew we were off too.
Oh,
Snuck in just under the wire.
Oh,
About to go make plans.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yes,
You want
Solid.
to make it through the show.
Yeah, so we're gonna get through this show here tonight. Got a few slides if you're watching on YouTube to kind of talk about this show, and I'm adding a couple of new features, and we'll get to them when we get to that particular point. But remember, it is cartoons and cereal, so we will talk about some cereal here in a bit. So Thundarr the Barbarian, the Wikipedia facts that are never wrong. 2 seasons from October 4th of 1980 to October 31st, 1981. Reruns ran on NBC in 1983 and moving forward. 21 total episodes. Did y'all think it was more episodes or less than that, Will Stacks? Did you think it was more? That sounds about right.
I thought it was. I thought it was more, and I don't remember it ever being on NBC. Definitely an ABC show. When I saw that fact, I definitely do not remember Thundarr on NBC. Trying to picture it in '83, that's around Smurf time, I guess around there. So, so I definitely don't remember Thundarr on NBC. However, I did think it was a few more episodes than that.
Sound about
Can I
right.
just put the
Brother
request in now that we never do a Smurfs episode?
or the littles,
Yeah, and the knockoffs.
the snorks.
Side brother topic. That Smurf video game on ColecoVision was underrated, to say the least. Just saying.
The Smurf game was awesome, but the cartoon was
Smurf
awesome.
game on Coleco was pretty good. All right. Did you think it was about the same amount of episodes, Brother Beavis, if you go into your memory banks?
Probably not memory banks, but yeah, I actually have the entire set on DVD, and
Of course you do.
And I think about this show a lot. This is a really great show. I mean, I was terrified all throughout 1994 because I just knew that a rogue planet was going to come between Earth and the moon. Like, I was looking up. We got to 1995. I was like, bet we invulnerable now. We survived Thundarr days. It's all good now.
That's terrible. All right, so let's move on here. Let's get it on to slide number 3. All right, so breakfast cereal, y'all. So it is almost March Madness as we're moving through February. We've typically done, I think, 2 years in a row now that we've done a field of 64 bracket on Dave Chappelle and tag team wrestlers. So as we're getting loaded up, I don't know that we're going to do one on 64 cereals, but I did want to kind of get into that mindset as March Madness is coming up. And I sent it out to y'all about who would be your top 4 seeds, okay, or what would be your top 4 seeds in terms of cereal. There's probably going to be some overlap here, I would imagine, because of our age and similarities in a lot of areas, but maybe not. Okay, so we'll let the guests go first. Your top 4 seeds, and then the bottom part of that question would be who is the number 1 overall seed. So Stacks, what's your top 4 cereal seeds?
Well, this was a lot of fun just to roll back the clock, if you will, to think about and see. To me, when we talk about cereals, commercials were big back then, dealing with the cereals and then the characters that went with the cereals, and that played a big role in my mind, caught my eye in the store, and then the cereal was good as well. So they all went together. So definitely Frosted Flakes is a number one seed. Absolute, no doubt. Tony the Tiger is indeed great. But then
You're just throwing away your picks. Throwing them away.
Toucan Sam, Fruit Loops is absolutely a number one seed in my book. Fruit Loops still gets an occasional run in the house these days, but Fruit Loops was definitely a staple back in the day, and it would definitely be a number one seed in my bracket. Then the other two, I had three and I had to narrow it to two. So it was tough, but one, I said this one has to go, and it would be Golden Crisp with Sugar Bear. Golden Crisp was outstanding. And that, I think I might go looking for it next time I go to Kroger, just because of this show. But Golden Crisp is definitely a number one seed for me. And then, like I said, I had two to break down to one, and I went with Corn Pops. With the big yellow box. They were definitely a staple in the household back in the day. And the honorable mention, I gave Fruity Pebbles, but so that was the fifth. I sat on the side, but
he's an ESPN lover. SEC, yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Those would be my number one seeds again: Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Golden Crisp, and Corn Pops.
Who's the number one overall
probably
seed?
In that order. Number one, I have to go, like I said, in that order. Number one overall seed would be Frosted Flakes.
Okay. Hutch, I know you're chomping at the bit there.
You ain't lying.
By the way, I saw a spring Fruity Pebble today at Publix. They just changed the colors into more pastels, but still Fruity Pebbles, but just like, not the traditional colors. All right, Hutch, what's your four seeds?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My four. It's North Carolina and Kentucky. Really, you got to put cornflakes up there. Frosted cornflakes.
From Frosted Flakes, not cornflakes. Those are two different things, sir.
Right. Well, even Frosted. Well, yes, Frosted Flakes for me if it's my freaking seeds.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
number two. Number two would be Rice Krispies.
Okay.
Yeah, they're there.
I'm waiting for you to
not
Frosted. Not Frosted. Regular Rice Krispies.
Regular stank ass Rice Krispies. Put in your own sugar. Anyway, number three is Raisin Bran. Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Come on.
And number four is Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is quality. I can roll with some Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is real, and and the number one seed for me right now be Raisin Bran.
For you right now.
For me right now.
Right
now.
Okay.
But
right
me,
now.
yeah, right. Me.
Okay.
45 years ago, would be Apple Jacks.
Did your Bruce Jenner box of
Wheaties?
That terrible cereal not make it on your list? Because what the hell?
No one
Rice
eats that
Krispies?
shit.
Regular Rice Krispies?
Regular Rice Krispies when you pour your own sugar is in there.
You remember
you could buy frosted ones.
You remember we used to buy the mini boxes came in a pack of like six or eight.
Yes,
And
maybe 12.
And what would always be the last one? Rice Krispies.
No,
Rice
always
the last one
Rice
would be
Corn
product 19
or
or
Special K.
yeah, Special K. Yeah, those would be
But
the
Rice
last
Krispie
one.
would be right there
right
last.
there, unopened.
But anyway, I'm sorry. That's your picks. So
I was there. Yes, sir. I got some of yours too. Yes, sure.
Brother Beavis, you're 4.
Yeah. So to agree, I'll factor this back into my heavy cereal eating days because I can't guarantee I could actually eat any of these or many of these anymore. But my top 4 seeds, I'm going to go with Golden Grams, Honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
Oh, what was the other one?
We want
I had
Honeycomb.
another one. Fruity Pebbles was going to make my list, although that's another cereal you have to eat it like almost immediately because if it sits, like it's just
it's
turns into paint pretty much. And I had a 4th one, now I can't remember it. It definitely was not corn. It was not Frosted Flakes. Y'all are like giving away picks when you say Frosted Flakes.
Come
on. King Vitamin.
I don't know. So I don't know. I guess I punt on my 4th pick. I had one, but I lost it.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, I can't. I mean, again, I'm sure I probably messed with some Fruity Pebbles when I was younger, but there's no way I could even think about touching a Fruity Pebble at this point. All right, my top 4, and the fact that none of this came up. Lucky Charms.
Oh, that was going to be my other
top
one.
seed for me. Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Lucky Charms.
You got to eat all the marshmallows and then get rid of the rest of it.
Yeah, but I've learned to love the not marshmallow parts of that cereal.
The alphabet portion of the Lucky Charm.
Yeah. The unlucky part. Lucky Charms, Corn Pops, is way up there.
Oh fuck!
At that point, exactly. Honeycombs, because they don't sell it everywhere anymore. It's become like a chase figure for collectors because it's not out all the time. So when you can find it, like Hutch has Lucky Charms.
I need to change my list. They were,
and then my 4th number 1 seed is Honey Nut Cheerios. That's a highly underrated cereal, y'all. Honey Nut Cheerios is great.
I could go. We got Lucky Charms in our pantry right this moment.
That's correct.
Yes, exactly.
So my daughter is the number 1.
Yeah, my number 1 seed, it'd probably be Corn Pops because it would probably be Corn Pops.
Corn Pops.
I can eat a box of that in a solid day or two, if not stopped. I have to literally stop myself from eating it. So, and it don't even taste the same. That's the other thing. I mean, we're old and shit. Like cereals don't be tasting the same now. I think it's because of our aging taste buds or something else, but it doesn't really taste
our aging digestive, our digestive tract.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
The milk puts me out.
I'm telling you, I really believe, and as I stated with mine, the characters that went along with the cereals, with the commercials back in the day, played a big role in our cereal eating because we saw the commercials, we liked the commercials, we saw the different characters, and that was a thing that caught our attention. And I think the kids of today are missing out because they don't have that.
That connection.
Oh yeah. Well, we're about to get into the fact that they don't have Saturday morning cartoons too. So there's not even a thing for them anymore. All right, let's jump ahead. All right, so here's y'all Thundarr the Barbarian plot, y'all. It's 3994. There was a planet that ran in between like the moon and the earth, and it all broke them up, and then it turned the world into this crazy place of sorcery and wizardry and all of that. That sound about right?
It's super science.
Yeah, and super science.
Fringe science. Yeah.
I don't know how you can watch like the intro and just not get hyped as hell.
Yeah. It has the voiceover narrator through there, which I did like that particular part of it. I mean, I can't. I said it's gonna be a 3-on-1 situation. Like I've watched a lot of this since we got delayed by a week or so recording. I've watched a lot. I can see why y'all like it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's no kid
We're
video.
trying to figure out why you didn't like it.
Why you don't? I can't. Right.
It's no kid video. Trust me, it's no kid video.
So we'll get to that. But you know, Aaron, Brother Beavis just mentioned the intro and how that gets you into it, and I even go back before that. You remember they used to have a fall cartoon preview show
at 8:00 at night or whatever.
Exactly, that told you what the new cartoons coming out that season were, and that show they showed Thundarr, and that was a hype session right there to get you ready. And Thundarr, you know, everybody wanted to be the big strong guy, you know, and you know, with the girl, even though, you know, we'll get to that, they never, you know, whatever. But yeah, Thundarr was the guy.
That might be a sideshow of trying to find one of those preview cartoon shows on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure it's there, the billion hours of YouTube stuff, but those used to be the hypest nights, like where it was about to tell you what the shows that were coming on Saturday. Like that used to be one of my favorite nights of the year. Like just to get hyped for those shows. So okay, I mean, again, like I get it. I'm looking at it from like completely fresh eyes because I'm sure I saw this at some point in time, but I didn't really commit it to memory of any point. And like I said, we're gonna do another thing here. I can't remember where I finally stuck that slide, but you know, kind of looking at what else was on at this particular time frame. So all right, let's jump ahead. So we're gonna talk about this or no? Okay, we're gonna talk about this. It's 1981, y'all.
No comment.
Everything is a rip off of Star Wars.
Right. I mean,
okay, we're gonna talk about this.
I agree. What wasn't?
Everything was a rip off of Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. So
but there was enough differences though.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
but the three main characters,
not a lightsaber. Come on.
Two of the three main characters were of color.
Come on.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So you put Han and Luke together, and that's Thundarr. Ookla's a Wookiee, and Ariel is Princess Leia with magical powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's right in the
Force is magical, for sure.
Yeah, but it's right in the time frame, you know. So it's like coming at that
right. Time. Guess what? Hollywood steals from Hollywood and other places. Nothing's changed.
All right. I'm like as I'm watching this, I'm like, man, this is seeming kind of familiar. And then when I seen the year, I'm like, that's kind of interesting. So okay, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing this out to y'all. Just pointing. Maybe I didn't notice that.
Right. Well, we noticed kid video.
Thank you. All right, let's look at our heroes. There's Thundarr, voiced by Robert Ridge. There's a lot of RIPs here, y'all. Died in 1987. He's the son's or lightsaber, whatever. Leader in hetero life made of Ookla. Okay, so the backstory is that they used to be slaves, right? Like someplace.
Right.
Somewhere else we know.
Yeah,
they broke free.
Yeah, Conan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Again, Will, you were saying that when you were watching it back on Daily Motion that it seemed like the voices were off.
Oh man, YouTube, right? The voice of Thundarr was very wimpish. It was definitely not a barbarian. It sounded very wimpish. And then, you know, and I wanted you to compare the voice, you know, on YouTube, because to me there was definitely a difference. Because, you know, that was even part of the get for Thundarr was his voice, you know, Lords of Light, you know, that, you know, type of thing, you know, just his voice itself. But yeah, that Daily Motion playback, when I watched it, was like, man, who is this? That
like,
was not
my dear friend Ookla, Lady Ariel.
Right, exactly.
Not too much trouble. May we please ride? Thundarr was like, we're riding. Come on, y'all.
That was definitely a difference.
Noted. So Ookla the Mock, Henry Corden, R.I.P. as well. He's got the long bow. hetero
not
life
the
Midget Thundarr.
bowcaster. That would be different.
Oh, thank you. Yes. And his not special power, swimming. So
Yeah, he like
Ookla,
most black
yeah.
folks. Yeah, he had a
Ookla
Yeah.
could
problem
not.
with women.
Ookla, if you watch these, Ookla could not make a saving throw to make his life. If there's like a poison, he's gonna fall for it. If there's
Yeah.
like a trap, he's in the trap. If
Right,
Yeah.
like you try and stay on a train, he's falling off the train. Like
right.
Yeah.
I
he's
think
good
Yeah.
for like picking
he-
up big things and hitting stuff.
Right.
He's
He had a
kind of
soft. Did he have a soft spot for women too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt, no doubt.
I'm going on pure memory here. 45 years ago, or whatever.
Yes.
40.
He is a great beast. Again, him and Thundar's stories are obviously tied together. So that's why they're there. And then we'll get to the Princess Ariel here.
And Ookla was definitely a brother for sure. He was
Yeah. Oh no doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
no question.
Yeah.
No.
No question. Yeah. Princess Ariel, voiced by Nellie Bellflower, who is alive. The wizard Sabian, she's the stepdaughter. That's alluded to in a couple of the episodes about that. She has powers as well, unless you put her wrists together where she can't do her powers.
Well,
I'm like, okay. And then she's a sorcerer. She's got all kinds of powers. I mean, and again, we'll talk about it later, but I mean, obviously, there's this romantic interest between her and Thundarr, at least on her part.
Yeah, but say, yeah.
Register that.
Yeah, he's right. There was some,
Allegedly.
I think he might. Yeah, I think he might like Ookla, but
that's a
Only
shot.
like Battle. He
A
was
shot.
married to Battle producer. Come on,
I'm just saying.
breaking chains.
Yeah, what a shot.
Look, man. Look,
Well,
Ariel is giving me
Well,
Gabriella
Thundarr-
vibes, so I'm
Right.
not wondering why he's trying to hook up with Ookla.
Right. Well, Thundarr was definitely missing all the signals. She was throwing them out there,
All right.
and he was swinging and missing.
All right.
He-
The sun
and Thundarr and Ookla were not the brightest dudes. Like you mentioned, Ookla and his troubles, but Thundarr wasn't the brightest dude either.
Yeah.
The best
No,
is
I'm
like
like-
in the credits where Ookla's trying to fly the helicopter, and he's like, "Fuck it," smashes the controls.
Yeah, I like the characterization from a animation standpoint. Like as you go through season 1 to season 2, the animation falls apart.
Mhm.
Like in the season 2, like those latter episodes, you could tell they were like, man, we gotta just churn these out, or we're not, we got laid off or something. Those last couple of episodes are a little bit of rough and with the animation. And the Atlanta episode would be near the end of kind of that, so it's kind of like weird after you watch the first couple of episodes. All right, so our villains, y'all, like this is probably one of the differences between some of the other shows that we had. Like there's the main villain where there was just like all these particular dudes really per episode, per area, I guess. Like because when I first started watching, I thought Gemini was going to be the main villain for everything, kind of like whatever it was.
Mum-Ra, for example.
Yeah, that
the
I thought it was going to be like that.
BBEG or
but it was everybody like all over the place. I mean, again, I didn't see all of them, but is that pretty much the same? Does Gemini even make a comeback?
I thought he was in a couple episodes. I thought.
Yeah, he was in multiple, I believe,
Yeah.
and I think it circled back to him. But yeah, there were definitely many others on the in between. But I think it all circled back to him with the Black Pearl. I thought was like the one of the
that's
big
the
deals.
pilot.
So,
Right.
Once they put
that's the
Thundarr
pilot.
over, they had to move to a different territory.
Wrestling.
You got the Goldberg
Yeah, it's a
push.
wrestling reference. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying it was just kind of different, and with a different villain not every episode, but many episodes, it kind of gets a little goofy around there too, because they get to be a little bit outrageous each time. But I'm just saying.
You got throwing a lot of dirt on Thundarr.
I'm not saying I'm not throwing dirt on it. I'm just saying.
Couldn't you also say variety was good? That you're not fighting the same dude all the time. That
how are you going to care about
that,
Gemini when he's been defeated 20 times?
Right,
yeah, but
21st,
but Gemini got
charm.
Gemini. The Groundlings was his minions. He could have been like kind of ruling over everything, like the dude in freaking Dungeons and Dragons, and just had like all these people essentially.
That would be Venger.
You know, thank you. Moving up towards him, like as the full leader of the whole thing, but they just had like, hey, we're in this particular spot, so we're fighting, Boss Hog, like in the Atlanta episode. It's like it's a completely weird, random villain out of there. So I'm just like,
if you get beat by Thundarr, you stay beat.
Yeah, that's
right. He went like the sun sword, slice and dice.
There's no coming back. Yeah,
there's no flat of the blade on that.
You can't strike to subdue.
Right.
Yeah, I like in the pilot episode, he just like beat the hell out of all these rat people. Like he's like, yeah, y'all go. I'm gonna go fight. There's only 50 of them. Ha ha. Yeah. So all right. So this is the other part that I was gonna say. Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't watching Thundarr. So what the hell was I watching?
Where are you watching?
Exactly.
You weren't doing homework, that's for sure.
This mystery just got solved.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at the Saturday morning lineup for fall of 1980. This is 80, right? Yeah, fall of 1980 or 81. And looking at the shows that could have been on. And now the first thing that strikes me with this, I do not remember this starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. It felt like it started earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like it might have been some other stuff but like the networks, I didn't think it started at 8.
I think the quote unquote the good news stuff started at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, like Johnny Quest, Johnny Quest, Willie and the Chopper Bunch, and them types from on.
Right, those are the early ones. Right, the old Bugs Bunnies, old
dirty
Tom
words
and
on the show, sir.
Old Tom and Jerry's, all them.
Mm-hmm.
Heckle and Jekyll or some that horrible stuff. Yeah, that would be on at 6:30 to 8 or 7:59.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm curious. Let's see these. I want to see because I'm curious as well.
All right. So ABC, growing across left to right on your radio dial. Super Friends, Fonzie and the Happy Days gang at 9 o'clock. And then Laverne and Shirley and the Army at 9:30. Okay, do y'all remember either of them two shows?
I watched them. I regret it. Yes, I regret it. I was ABC in everything almost.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to say I can remember the Laverne and Shirley and very vaguely the Fonz
in the Army. Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley had a pig for a sergeant or something, if I remember correctly. And yes, Laverne, the Fonz and the Happy Days gang was with some crazy girl from a spaceship or something. But that's another story.
Wow. Brother Beavis,
no,
remember any of that? No. Okay.
He was doing homework.
Come on.
Wow, shots fired.
Hey, from the front of the bus to the back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
He's
Fonz.
out getting ahead.
I need to attend to my studies.
Yes. Let's say 10 o'clock, the Richie Rich and Scooby Doo show.
I watched Richie Rich, but I don't think I ever enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of Richie Rich, but not a lot.
I mean, if I had my studies done, I could get
11 o'clock, Goldie Gold and Action Jack. Not a clue. Never heard of it.
That's a heart song. Never.
Got me.
Yeah.
So Thundarr starts at 11:30 in the morning. That's late, yo. That's probably why I missed it, because I was dragged to the grocery store with my mother.
Yeah,
that does seem late.
But I tried not to miss it.
I mean, this is pre-VCR era,
right.
So
for on our side of town,
11:30 seems really late. Like that seems late. So and then
when the question you asked the other two that you didn't ask me about how many episodes did I think there were, I thought there was only probably about 10.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this from before. I mean, again, we're all from the same hometown about the preemptions of other things that would take shows off. Most importantly, Doc Tari and that freaking Jack Hanna and whatever, like would take off cartoons, and it's like I'm waiting to see Fantastic Four, and I gotta learn about dung beetles. That ain't it, man. Like put the cartoons back on, sir.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
was going to say the
let's
flaw
go.
in this slide is the idea that anything was on a regular schedule, because if it
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's it. All right,
The
CBS.
Quickie Koala show. Oh,
Nah, son. No.
I watched that. I got, I remember that one.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is a safe space, man. The Trollkins, is that that's not a Smurf knockoff? That was before the Smurf.
It is a troll, or it is a Smurf knockoff.
I don't remember that at all. Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner show.
Right.
Now, were these reruns of like WB shows or Looney Tunes shows, or
I think it's like half and half, maybe. But or they did cuts from other old ones and made them, put them together like a new one. Yes, I say it's half and half, old and new. But I mean, what's new and old from the freaking Roadrunner and the Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah. Popeye and Olive Oil show, comedy show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Not a chance. Side brother topic. Popeye sucks. Like them cartoons are awful. I'm sorry.
Was Tarzan on at that time? Was that?
Oh yeah, it's coming up.
Okay.
It's coming up. At 11 o'clock is Talib Kweli and Mos Def had a show at 11 a.m. Will Stacks.
Black Star.
Who was it?
Black Star. Black Star.
Talib Kweli and Mos Def. Yeah. So probably not that show. Does anybody know anything about that show?
I kind of remember a little bit about it. It was another dude with a sword.
Big.
Right.
Wasn't Black Star a Marvel product?
Is it?
Was he not?
I don't know. But I think it was set in the future. It was some, I guess you can call it Star Wars ripoff too, I think. But I think if my memory serves, it could be some holes in it. But yeah.
I'm sure you got it. Tarzan and the Lone Ranger at 11:30 and Zorro Adventure Hour.
Yeah, I remember Tarzan coming on late.
Yeah,
but I don't that almost sounded like they came on at the same time, Thundarr and Tarzan.
And Tarzan
That's what
lost.
it's saying though.
And Tarzan lost.
Yeah, Tarzan lost, but I don't remember them being the same time because I definitely would watch both, I thought. But
there was an extra show to that Tarzan and Lone Ranger Zorro, or maybe it's another series, but there was ISIS and the Freedom Force or something.
Yeah, Shazam and the ISIS, them,
yeah. Wow. I think I remember them. But yeah, Tarzan, Lone Ranger, and Zorro all kind of suck.
This is pre-wrestling for me, so because I know like later in the morning it would be switching over to like worldwide to watch wrestling, so I would have missed anything that probably came on after 10 o'clock because I'd have been watching wrestling. Tom and Jerry comedy show. Any Tom and Jerry that is not the original ones are awful. Like no new Tom and Jerry. There could make a case that all Tom and Jerry's are kind of awful. But definitely any of the new ones that came out, Tom and Jerry Kids, whatever the hell this was, like all Tom and Jerry
sucks.
Bad. Yeah, I mean, again, you can make a case that even the other ones are bad, but definitely any new ones. All right. NBC, y'all, the Flintstones. Y'all watch Flintstones?
I ain't either.
Not back then.
No.
Saturday morning.
Brother Beavis, Flintstones.
I've seen them. I don't remember like it being must-see TV.
Okay. Right. All right, so Smurfs are on at this time, 8:30. Yeah. I kind of mess with the Smurfs a little bit, not too much, but I mess with it a little bit. It kind of,
Smurfs, then Shirt Tails, and
I remember them, but I like to forget.
The fact that we did not understand that we were just being so TV shows to sell toys. It's very sad because this was just to sell toys. There's the Superpower Hour with Shazam. Okay, on NBC at 9:30.
It was not on NBC. It was on CBS. But go ahead.
I think he's right. Yeah, I remember all that stuff being on CBS in our
CBS.
Space Star. I mean, again, Wiki's never wrong. Space Stars. We talked about that because that's that combination show that had Space Ghost. Which is the one
the
that we reviewed the last time. Yeah, the
Herculoids and
something like that. That got a full hour. Right.
Hey, can I draw a similarity to the Herculoids and Thundarr? You know,
go ahead.
But I mean, you know, Dorno and Thundarr, and then you could say his wife. I can't think of her name, but and I'm almost say Ariel and her are similar, but just the female. But then definitely Ukla and Igu are definitely right on.
They're right.
Definitely. They are dead on, but I'm sorry.
No, that's all. I can see all that stuff matches up, sir.
But so, but yeah, the Herculoids is way before this. Since that had like a 60s
that started in the 60s and then came in reruns. But I'm just, you know, when I think of Ukla, I can definitely see Igu or vice versa. You know?
Well, I'm just drawing the fact that, you know, I mean, as Hutch said, like everybody steals everything here, and so if they found something that was successful on one particular station, then
I don't even know. I don't even know if he said it was successful. Right? It was just
we get Trokins and Smurfs and Snorks. You know, like it's trying to, you know, kind of have these little things, so it's not a real surprise. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, 11:30. That seems late as hell, y'all.
Very late.
That does not seem possible.
Now, could you know, whatever listing that you have there doesn't necessarily not what we, you know, was the
this is just what was supposed to be on at those particular times. Yeah,
right.
Local television takes their, you know, whatever. But Daffy Duck got his own show on a different station, huh?
I kind of remember that.
That's
but
crazy brand split there.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And then Bullwinkle show, but again, any Bullwinkle and Rocky iterations outside of the originals are awful too. Like, you cannot mess with that. Okay. All right. I mean, I just don't remember it starting so late, and I definitely don't remember it ending so late. You know, I didn't never watch. I mean, I wasn't an American Bandstand watcher or anything like that. I do remember at some point, like they were like, "All right, we're done with cartoons. We're about to give you whatever else."
It was American Bandstand on the white channels, and it was the
Soul Train.
Don Cornelius, yes, on the Brothers on whatever ABC.
Notice who came up with that. You know?
Yes, right. He thank you, sir. You know, I think our Soul Train came on after American Bandstand. I think in our universe,
except in February.
Yeah.
Pushed it to the afternoon. Noted. All right. We're almost getting to this watch along, y'all. But I got to say something to y'all. Okay. So if you do the wiki, it says that Thundarr was canceled so they could make more episodes of Laverne and Shirley in the Army. Okay.
And there was a Mork and Mindy or a cartoon that went along with the Laverne and Shirley, from what I saw also, which I definitely don't remember and makes absolutely no sense.
It makes sense because them shows, the real life stuff was their bread and butter back then.
Their bread and butter.
All right.
And the same, what's his name that made all those shows? Marshall.
Yeah, Gary
Marshall.
Yeah.
So yes, they were trying to indoctrinate the kids to watch the adult shows, I guess.
How many people of color were on the Laverne and Shirley in the Army show?
There was a pink. The pig was pink.
Yeah, I think that was it.
If I remember that correctly, I remember nothing else in life.
You do. You
have
saying
that producer, this anti-Thundarr low key campaign you're trying to run here.
Yes, real low.
I'm just saying they both got 21 episodes.
You're attacking where we do have representation.
Oh, come on. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that they both got 21 episodes, and one was canceled to put more episodes.
If I told you had to watch 21 episodes of Thundarr, 21 episodes of Laverne and Shirley in the Army.
Yeah, that'd be bad. If I was a Three's Company cartoon, though.
So, also, in your research, did you see, something else about Thundarr being canceled because of the sorcery and the violence?
Yeah. I mean, we're in that time, where that was that after school special was coming up around this time too, or it already had happened. The one with Tom Hanks was digging in his backyard for bugbears and shit. So like people was like, Dungeons and Dragons is, devil worshiping and all of this other stuff. So, anything like that was going to get flagged.
Corrupting young white male minds.
Yes. So it didn't really work out. So they made us more episodes of Laverne and Shirley in the Army. This I didn't look at the wiki for this, but this had to be
a Private Benjamin.
Look it up. Private Benjamin. It had to be because of Private Benjamin.
Right.
Yeah, because
Gomer Pyle.
It's just too like on the nose about goofy army shit with these particular people. That just doesn't make it.
And I bet you Laverne and Shirley are like they were either high or like I'm getting paid more money. Sure, go for it.
To just do voice work. Anyway.
Sell more lunch boxes.
Yeah. Oh God. What's a lunch box? All right. So we're like, I think this is either episode 10 or 11 of the show. And we have run the gamut of like a lot of different shows. Like for real. Like, I mean, shout out Sandman for Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. We'll put that one off to the side. But some of the other ones on CT came on and did Scooby-Doo with us. Will was on for the Herculoids from before, Hutch had us with the Marvel Heroes. We did, G.I. Joe, Kid Video or whatever, those are shows. So, I have to ask myself, did they smash? So I want to go through some of these shows. I want to know if they smashed or not.
Wow.
Is this really?
Oh my goodness.
I just want to know. So if we kind of go through some of the shows,
why do you hate Thundarr so much?
Yes, there's a lot of hate.
I come on here to talk about Thundarr, not.
Right.
Golly.
Get to the part about the dirt.
I'm just trying to yell demon dogs at some point.
Right.
All right. So we'll go from top to left on your radio down. The Thropple, the Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Did they smash?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
One.
Come on.
All three.
All three. It was a threesome. Yeah.
It was all mixed in together.
They all did it. Right.
Miss Lion probably in the mix too.
Oh my. That was the dog, right?
Dog sniffing butts.
All right. So,
right. Smell.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So
where did
Gabrielle
that come from? Oh.
Gabrielle and Kid Video definitely smashed. Y'all would.
They did not.
I would have no idea because I never watched the show.
Yeah, right.
They did get 21 episodes. Yeah, all right. Shaggy and Velma.
Never.
No. I agree. Yeah, because Velma's interested in Daphne. All right. So did Duke and Scarlet smash, brother?
Yes.
No, because that's not even his story. They grafted his story onto Snake Eyes because they couldn't tell the comic story because it can have dialogue. Plus, it's a chain of command issue. Duke has way too much integrity.
Let me tell you something about the chain of command.
Now, Snake Eyes and Scarlet smash for sure.
Yeah, Snake Eyes and Scarlet. Okay.
Duke, no.
Duke got them draw.
Yeah.
Flint and Lady J, yes.
I don't know about Shortly. Didn't get no. Oh yeah, whatever.
Fred and Daphne.
No.
Yes.
Come on, Fred smash.
Fred got them.
You don't think so?
Yeah, he could have, but he wouldn't. He had many opportunities. But
he's like, I gotta solve the mystery is why he didn't smash.
Right.
That ascot got that. Yeah, the
guy,
ascot and her hair match. So
Okay. And lastly, are y'all show that y'all love so much? Ariel.
No, he was
and
smashing
Thundarr.
everything else around him. He didn't have time for that.
Right. He was trying to free the world.
He was trying to say
In the destruction version of smashing. That's what he was smashing.
Yeah.
No.
There were still too
he
many
should've.
people in bondage, and he was trying to break them chains.
Right.
He definitely should have, because she was an animated.
She was
Right.
definitely there. But
Right. Wearing a bikini. Yeah, wearing a bikini all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got powers, and she got magic powers too. So okay.
Right. And she's
messing with
of color.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
He threw that one in.
All right.
Crazy.
All right. So again, as we go through these, if you've done this with the video before, I'm gonna end the show here just because we're not sure if YouTube is going to snatch off this video when we try to put it up. So we're gonna do a watch along. We're gonna go to Daily Motion. I'll put the link inside the in the YouTube page and on the podcast thing. So yeah, bye everybody, and we might be coming back and you might be able to see the end. So we're gonna go over this. Let me see if I can present a share screen. This ought to be fun for me. Let's see. Let's see. I know. Also share the audio tab. Well, yes, I do want to do that. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Okay. Can y'all see Thundarr?
We can see.
Hey, there we go.
Cut off the rest of that stuff. It's going to kill your bandwidth.
Well, it's as this show goes on and shouts out to StreamYard, it's better, but you still got your lag on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just kind of the StreamYard way. But yeah, so y'all can see this.
We can.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully you can hear it. So we'll drop it down here.
Can I get some popcorn first? Oh,
yes. 3, 1.
Obviously, was definitely enamored by such a show. A great show. The 10-year-old me absolutely loved it, and I could say over time, I could see kids today getting into a show like that. I really think the young people of today could get in.
But that's what, 83, 84?
Well, that's ish. 12.
I would say it's probably 83, 84.
Japanese folks, but sure.
Definitely middle school at least.
Yeah, I shared this story on maybe a different podcast or whatever about going to Goldman's. All right. No, sorry, Gold Circle. Sorry, on the side. Peace, everybody.
Peace.